And so traditionally, you don't do just the Amida or just the Shema or just the morning blessings. You do all of them. But in a half hour of guided meditation, to me, it makes sense to focus on one. And so this morning is going to be the Amida. And the way that I think about the Amida, and this is not a fully fleshed out theory, but the way that I think of it in relation to the Shema is that the Shema and its blessings help situate us in space. Um, and the Amida helps situate us in time. And they're obviously related because space and time overlap. But that will be kind of the thematic element of this morning's guided meditation, particularly because we are entering a new time. We're entering the kind of space, today being the winter solstice, the space between the years, and we're about to go into a new year. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable in your seat, find a location where you will be able to be kind of undisturbed for 25 minutes. And if you'd like, find a talit or the equivalent. It could be a sweater, it could be a blanket, it could be a scarf to drape over you to give you that special feeling of being embraced in the morning. And as you settle in to your seat, we're going to take a few deep breaths together to really kind of transition our minds into this meditative space. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose, slowly filling up your lungs, then a deep, slow breath out, very controlled, not just pushing it out, but slowly letting it out. Try to fully empty your lungs, and we'll do another. One more just like that. As we begin, I want to invite you, as you settle into your body, feel the breaths filling your lungs, the oxygen spreading throughout your body, to think about the title of the Amida. The word Amida means to stand. And I'm not suggesting you should stand, because I'm not going to stand. But it was initially created as a prayer that you stand during, because when it was created, the metaphor for God was that of a king. And you never approached a king and then sat with the king. You would stand. So I'm going to invite you instead to think about what it means to approach the aspect of the divine that you connect with respect, with a sense of not only awe, but a sense of actually mutual respect, because that is a much better metaphor for our contemporary conception of what the divine is. So we are going to begin opening this meditation by taking another breath in through your nose. And as you do so, channeling the feeling of respect for the foundations of our reality, while acknowledging that the breath you are taking in is in fact a part of that divine reality. Just reminding you that each breath you take in is provided to you by the ever unfolding sustenance of our world that is created to allow us to exist within it while being fully dependent upon it, which means that we are interdependent with it. For if we were not here to witness it, there would be no witnesses. But if it were not here to be witnessed, we would have no place to exist. So these next few breaths, remembering that each breath is a moment in time. Each breath could be a unit of time. And each unit of time is a divine gift of interdependent experience of this reality that we arose within to rely upon. We need the oxygen in the air that is naturally occurring, just as plants need the carbon dioxide to create the oxygen. And that each breath we take is an acknowledgement of that divine interdependence and allows us to channel our minds towards acknowledging it, feeling it, experiencing it in our every moment. Take a few more deep breaths, situating your mind with that interdependent respect, feeling the way in which each breath uplifts you, is made for you, and that when you allow it to pervade you with this sense of interdependent respect, gratitude comes to mind for this whole experience. Now that we've centered ourselves on our breath, I invite you to think about the generation that came before you, your immediate ancestors, your parents, and what it took for them, those two individuals, to come together to raise you, however it is you were raised. And maybe it wasn't only your parents. Maybe it was grandparents, aunts, uncles, other beloved family members that contributed to creating the you that exists today, contributed directly in your upbringing. And presence each one of these people, whether they are with us physically or not, in your mind. Try to imagine them as clearly as you can. And then imagine each of them having the same number of people that contributed to their upbringing and their existence. And watch as humanity branches off from you to your ancestors, to their ancestors. Continual fractal growth that has led to you. Truly a glance backward in time of all of the people and all of the experiences that each individual had that led to you being here right now. And it's okay if after even one generation it becomes too massive to actually envision. That only shows how incredible it is that all of these individuals contributed to you being you. As this image of ancestors expands, invite you to imagine it also retracting back in time, back to the ancestors of the Torah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Those individuals, we trace our connection to the divine, to trace our lineage of understanding our place in the world as a people too. And that perhaps their behaviors, their experiences, and their retellings of their experiences was the ball that got it all rolling to lead to you. I invite you to imagine them however they appear to you in your mind, these ancient ancestors of the Torah, to look upon them with gratitude for having opened the door of connection to our Torah. Thanking each of them for their contribution to beginning the path that led to you. And asking that from their current status as elevated ancestors, that they bring you the same compassion and wisdom that they were granted in their day. Imagine it channeling down the lines of ancestry that we imagined previously, leading all the way up to you and lightening the lines of ancestry going back to them, watching as those many, many people who led to you also experience this outpouring of compassion and wisdom. And allowing it to seep through them to you. Clear, clean transmission of compassion and wisdom. With each breath, imagine moving throughout your body this clear, clean channel of compassion and wisdom, filling your heart, filling your lungs, filling your mind, bringing you peace and clarity. As all those ancestors stand behind you, invite you to imagine those who are in front of you. They need not be blood offspring, but those whose lives you have touched in such a way that you have guided their direction. We never know which interactions we have with others that do this, that change their lives. But in this moment, imagine this light of compassion and wisdom from you transmitting to those you come in contact with, those who you will one day be an ancestor to. Whoever that may be, as I said, needn't be actual biological children or even adopted children. Could be nephews and nieces, children of friends, students you have taught. Imagine this compassion, this clarity of compassion and wisdom moving from you to them, enlivening them, maintaining the stream of life from our ancient ancestors to today, continuing this chain of transmission. And through this, reviving those who have passed on and those in the lives of the living, bringing their blessings down back into this world. And through that, bringing these sacred, well ancestors back to life in our world. As you're now rooted into your ancestors through this line of compassion and wisdom, and to your descendants through this line of compassion and wisdom, I invite you to follow the feeling of this compassion and wisdom up to that space outside of time, space above the realm of duration, where nothing lives or dies, but existence is constant, which is the root of all light, the root of all existence, the source of being that began this chain of compassion and wisdom long ago. Reach up for that same feeling of clarity, of compassion and wisdom from above. As you take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, envision it coming straight to you from above, a stronger channel than even that from your ancestors. You can feel it moving in through the top of your head and reaching back out, pushing back out to your ancestors and your descendants, strengthening this line of clarity, of compassion and wisdom, allowing yourself to be a node for those who came before you and those who will come after, helping to enlighten, to heal, to resolve the traumas of the past and to prevent the traumas of the future through your compassion and wisdom granted to you by this divine realm outside of time. Take another deep breath in through your nose, feeling yourself permeated by compassion and wisdom. I invite you to express whatever form of gratitude that comes to mind for the capacity to feel through the world with wisdom. whatever enlightenment this wisdom might bring you to discern. Now I invite you to presence gratitude for compassion from above that allows you to try again, to never give up, to never be condemned based on one action, but to always have the capacity to try again, and to bring you forgiveness when you seek it. And through this wisdom, this ability for new starts, this acceptance of forgiveness, we are able to reach personal redemption, a feeling of clarity that allows us to begin anew with our own mission. Allows us to be healed in our space and time from those mistakes we have made in the past, the damage that has been done to us by others, redeeming us from those limitations, those places of limitation, bringing us a sense of wholeness, giving us a new year to begin again, to find and experience and express gratitude for the sustenance we receive, and to use the privilege of receiving that sustenance to help others, help those who are oppressed, those in need of redemption, spreading this ray of redemption to all we encounter in the world, bringing about a world of greater righteousness and justice, a world from which evil flees, a world in which righteousness and justice are publicly viewed as good, publicly pushed forward as the ideals, publicly protected no matter the cost. And may we in this new year, through our compassion and wisdom, seeking righteousness and justice, help establish in our own societies greater equality, greater interdependence, a feeling of connection between all people and the divine realm above, helping to heal this world, helping to bring about a world of peace, of wholeness, in which all people have their needs met, all individuals are given the honor they deserve as images of God, each person able to relax beneath their own fig tree and vine. And may this prayer be heard. May it echo throughout the universe as we seek, through our own commitment to our traditions, to embody the will of the one who is a source of wisdom, compassion, righteousness, and justice. And with great gratitude for our ability to do this in our lives, we accept the peace that this mission brings to our hearts, to our homes, hopefully to all we encounter. Let us say, Amen. So I invite you now to take some more slow breaths, re-enter into full connection with your body. You stretch a little bit, very gently and very slowly. Open your eyes. Welcome to this morning. Boker Tov.